The entire global automotive industry is currently trapped in a multi-billion-dollar echo chamber, and the rules of the game seem completely non-negotiable. Giants like Tesla, BYD, and Volkswagen are furiously pouring mountains of cash into massive lithium-ion batteries and desperately trying to build thousands of charging stations to convince the world that full electrification is the only path forward. It feels like the ultimate future of transportation has already been permanently decided. But quietly, behind closed laboratory doors in Hiroshima, one manufacturer just looked at that massive global consensus and decided to execute a complete, unapologetic rebellion. Mazda isn't just refusing to blindly follow the pack. They are actively bringing a highly controversial, practically extinct technology back from the dead to completely rewrite the rules of electric driving. They are resurrecting the legendary Rotary engine. But this time, it isn't built for street racing or nostalgia. It has been re-engineered into an onboard mechanical powerhouse designed to completely destroy the absolute biggest fear haunting the electric vehicle market: range anxiety. If you are fascinated by the engineering wars happening quietly behind the scenes of the auto industry, hit that subscribe button, because we are about to break down exactly how Mazda plans to shock the world. To truly comprehend the sheer audacity of what Mazda is attempting, you have to understand the deeply cursed history of the rotary engine itself. While every other automaker spent a century relying on standard pistons moving up and down inside cylinders, Mazda staked its entire identity on a completely different philosophy. A rotary engine features a curved, triangular rotor continuously spinning inside a housing, delivering incredibly smooth, high-revving power in an incredibly compact package. It gave legendary cars like the RX-7 their distinctive, iconic sound and performance. But the traditional rotary engine harbored two massive, fatal flaws that eventually forced the entire industry to abandon it. It burned through fuel at an alarming rate, and it generated a terrifying amount of heat that routinely compromised long-term durability. It was an engineering marvel that physics eventually deemed too inefficient for the modern era. Until now, Mazda hasn't just brought the rotary engine back. They have essentially performed a mechanical exorcism, stripping away the flaws of the past to meet incredibly strict modern standards. The first major breakthrough was the implementation of a highly advanced direct fuel injection system. Instead of the sloppy, wasteful fuel delivery of the past, this system precisely atomizes fuel directly into the combustion chamber exactly when it is needed, drastically improving efficiency and eliminating the historic fuel waste. To combat the overheating nightmare, engineers completely redesigned the internal thermal management system, introducing advanced cooling jackets and optimized airflow to keep temperatures completely stable under heavy loads. Finally, to eliminate the notorious wear and tear, Mazda coated the internal moving parts with diamond-like carbon, or DLC. This massively reduces internal friction, transforming what used to be a loud, aggressive engine into an incredibly smooth, whisper-quiet generator. The rotary is officially fixed, but the absolute genius of Mazda's plan is how they are actually using it. In this new generation of vehicles, the rotary engine will absolutely never connect to the wheels. Let that sink in for a second. Mazda has utilized this incredibly compact, highly advanced engine to create a range extender hybrid system. The vehicle is physically driven exclusively by a powerful electric motor, delivering the exact same instant torque, silent cabin, and lightning-fast acceleration that you expect from a premium Tesla or BYD. But instead of forcing you to rely entirely on a massive, heavy battery pack that takes hours to charge, the tiny rotary engine acts as a localized onboard power plant. When the battery level begins to drop during a long road trip, the rotary engine quietly activates in the background, burning fuel strictly to generate electricity and recharge the battery on the fly. You are driving an electric vehicle that literally charges itself while you cruise down the highway. This specific architecture targets the absolute biggest, most paralyzing bottleneck currently suffocating the mass adoption of fully electric vehicles: the deeply flawed global charging infrastructure. While governments and automakers promise a future of universally available fast chargers, the current reality for millions of drivers in rural Europe, vast stretches of the American Midwest, and developing markets like India is completely different. Relying purely on an EV means meticulously planning every single road trip around charging station locations, and praying those stations aren't broken, occupied, or painfully slow when you finally arrive. Mazda's rotary range extender completely annihilates that anxiety. You get the premium, refined driving dynamics of a modern EV for your daily commute. But when it's time to drive across the country, you can refuel the generator at literally any gas station on Earth in under 3 minutes. It completely bridges the gap between the electric future and the practical reality of our current infrastructure. But the most terrifying aspect of this technology for competing automakers is that Mazda is not just designing this system for today. They are actively future-proofing it for a post-gasoline world. Because the internal architecture of the rotary engine is highly adaptable, engineering reports strongly suggest this new power plant could easily be tuned to run on carbon-neutral synthetic fuels, or potentially even hydrogen, in the years ahead. While companies heavily invested in massive battery gigafactories are praying that lithium supplies and grid capacities can keep up with global demand, Mazda is quietly securing a highly flexible, multi-fuel alternative. They are proving that an electric driving experience does not legally require an oversized, 1,000-pound battery pack. By utilizing an incredibly small, efficient rotary engine to continuously supply power, they can keep the overall weight of the vehicle significantly lower, which drastically improves handling, braking dynamics, and tire longevity. What Mazda is doing with the revival of the rotary engine is far more profound than just launching a new hybrid vehicle. They are actively challenging the dangerous industry narrative that a fully battery electric grid is the only acceptable future. By blending the undeniable performance benefits of electric motors with the unmatched convenience and energy density of liquid fuels, they are offering a highly practical, stress-free alternative for consumers who simply refuse to have their daily lives dictated by charging station logistics. The battle for the future of the automotive industry isn't just about who can build the biggest battery. It is about who can deliver the most seamless, uncompromised driving experience. I want to hear your absolute raw, unfiltered thoughts down in the comments below. If you had to buy a new car tomorrow, would you choose the strict limitations of a fully electric vehicle? Or would you opt for the freedom of an EV that actively charges itself using a rotary engine? Drop your opinions. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay locked in on the future of automotive technology. And I will see you all in the very next deep dive.